you know, you blink in mana void, great carry contribution, but it can be relevant.
Well, that is going to be important, but you do have to be very mindful about the item timings. Like our panel said, when Storm gets that BKB, it is going to make things a lot more difficult for them to get that favorable interaction over there on Navi.
And I'm wondering how the lanes are really going to play out. You know, I'm hoping for Team Spirit that the Slardar can get a good start, but I think it might be a bit tough. Disruptor is actually really good at zoning, especially versus double melee. So I think the Tusk and the Slardar are going to have to do some, you know, weird creep manipulation and stuff up there, because I am a bit worried for Collapse. I think it can become a very hard lane very quickly versus Disruptor AM if you don't get off to a good start.
Well, it looks like he's going to dodge here a little bit, seeing at least one of the people over on Navi over on that rune spot, so isn't going to have a terrible start like Navi wants him to have, at least.
Yeah, that was a little spooky for a second. Good thing he got that good ward up. We will have just 2 for 2 bounties, the opposite bounties that we usually see them claiming. And Spirit's still hanging around. They might want to try for some of First Blood. They're going to try to use the tag team with 3 heroes. Maybe they can actually catch somebody here. Oh, it could. This could work.
It's looking like maybe is Roger or Ramses. Roger or Ramses. Oh, looks like it's gonna be Ramses who walks into everything here. Brambles gets thrown out here by Roger, and it's a nice try, but it's still going to be the first blood going over to Yatoro.
Love it. Great way to start the game. We're talking about just bloodthirst in action. That's a great way to start it out. Just get your nice little triple tag team working. And Mira doesn't have to TP. He can save his teleport for later on. He's actually going to just make the long walk to top to go to help out the Slardar.
Definitely a nice start here for the side of Team Spirit, since they are very momentum-based. But Maposhka's getting bullied a little bit here by Roger, so is going to have to spend a little time here, wait to regen, but is drawing the attention of the other support, which is going to give a little more free space over there to the Wraith King.
Good old Willow. One of the stronger position for has gotten buffed / changed as well too a lot in this patch. Love the synergy with Mars. It's just got so much power. Good lane versus good lane this game too. Not only just with the Mars, but what he's up against, the AA and the Wraith King. You know, you can just dodge the stun in particular with your projectile with Shadow Realm, and it's low armor heroes. You know, Wraith King's only 2 armor. Same thing with AA. Well, everyone knows Willow's attack animation is just great.
Oh yeah, it's super fun to play with. I know Sheeves is a big fan of playing the Dark Willow as well, now that they have the Shard, where you can have the Cursed Crown into Bramble proc. It's pretty nice.
Yeah, and it's just been buffed and buffed, and the talents. I love unique talents. I think that's probably my favorite thing that I saw this patch on a lot of heroes. Just very different in specific hero talents, specific abilities. As top, Collapse.
He's looking like he's going to be all right here, though. They're getting very aggressive, which is what I like to see, for sure. But definitely having the extra body in his lane to help protect him pays off for him there.
Yeah, we see these runes coming out. Tokyo's trying to get the pull on Iceberg. Won't quite be able to. Iceberg actually got Toronto Tokyo under the tower with the Nathan Remnant earlier, but couldn't quite finish off the kill. But some good exchanges in the mid lane. Both of them are just really battling, using that mana to its maximum. As we have seen, just so much mana that you have now in the mid lane because of these runes.
And we are going to be, speaking of runes, seeing some more runes coming up very, very shortly. For those of you who are still figuring out all those rune timings, bounty runes do spawn at the 3-minute mark now.
Yes. Don't forget. It's a little awkward to get them at the 3-minute mark.
Really
Definitely still feel like the number is bizarre, but, you know.
It feels weird to walk away, right? Like, you feel very underleveled too, like not underleveled necessarily, but like not quite where you want to be. I don't know. I feel like the rune turn, like when the times change from day to night, like that just felt so organic to me. And now it's like, okay, 3, 6, 9, 12, you know, all that. It's a lot more to consider and think about and have to worry about your positioning.
Yeah, I don't mind. Like the 6-minute one feels actually quite appropriate, right? Because you know, it's like either the catapult might still be alive. You can make your rotation to the power rune as well as supports. But yeah, I mean the 2 and the 4-minute one. The 4 minutes still okay, but 2-minute one feels really weird to, or 2 and the 3 minutes and stuff like that just feel weird as your 4 position because you don't want to leave your offlaner or your carry in particular. So it's just a little weird still.
Do you think we're going to start to see a trend of more of these cores that can sustain themselves in lane by themselves because of the fact that we have all these runes that are now coming up that need to be secured?
Maybe. I'm not sure. I don't know. I think it's really early to feel out what people are actually doing.
I want you to be the Oracle, Fog.
A lot of variety.
Come on.
I'm not sure. There's always going to be those heroes that do get left alone, but I don't think they're as good anymore. You know, like Enigma got hit pretty badly, the 50-second cooldown on conversion. So there's not a lot of offlaners that really like being left alone that much anymore in comparison.
Yeah, but on the flip side of that, I feel like the supports. Oh, it's a nice courier snipe right there.
Nice.
I feel like the supports, though, especially like your position 5, tend to wander off a little bit more now, trying to help secure these runes or skirmish early. So in that case, like I know we've been seeing some Lifestealer. You know, we've got an anti-mage, someone who's got an escape. You've got Wraith King, who is fairly, you know, durable within the lane. That's what I was considering.
Okay. Yeah, perhaps, yeah.
But the Spirit Brothers, of course, just trading some hits over here in the mid lane. Storm getting a little bit of a nicer setup here. 24-2, currently 17-7 on Iceberg. Willow.
He's able to just put a little bit more pressure out.
Ooh, Roger, he wants this kill, but did he get too greedy here? Because Miposhka looks absolutely fine, and it's not looking so good for Roger. He's trying to break some ankles here. Juke, nice spear coming out from Ramses. Is it going to be enough? No. Yatoro gets himself his second kill.
Got a little eager. Didn't really see all the, I guess, the stick charges and everything that Miposhka had to survive. We'll see the check for the rune. Mira sitting around that mid lane. Tokyo.
He's trying,
will be just fine.
Nope, gets himself that nice water rune and gets to eat a little tree along the way. Down goes Ramses in the bottom lane. Miposhka, he is going to pay for this, I have a feeling. No! Is he actually going to be fine here?
Still alive.
He's still alive. He's able to just go right back to the lane. Yatoro, he wants this kill. He's hoping for one big old crit. He doesn't have it, but it doesn't matter. Third kill going over here to the Wraith King and the bottom lane.
Wow, I'm quite surprised seeing how well they're doing down there too, versus the Mars and the Willow, which traditionally is a good lane, versus this Wraith King in AA. Yeah, they've done a great job. The chainmail pickup is big for the Wraith King. He's that much tankier, and Miposhka's actually, he's playing like a beast. He's just manning up, he's turning actually and standing his ground versus this Willow and Mars, and it's working for them right now. This is a really good start here. 1,000 gold lead already, and they're actually getting a decent lane for collapse. That's the biggest thing that I keep looking over. Slardar's not getting pushed away at all. They've actually done a good job of securing him some pretty solid farm and slowing down the AM a little.
Bottom lane, another initiation over here on Ramses. He's gonna proc, he's gonna get frozen into place here. Yatoro walking back though, deciding that he doesn't quite want to go for this just yet.
A little harder now. Ramses has double bracer finished up, so he is very tanky.
Yeah, it's fun to look too, the fact that, you know, the Slardar, we talked about him having difficulties in that top lane. He's currently 24-2. Ramses does have a lot of denies here, but he is 24-11 now. V-Tune's courier, though, gets sniped.
Did that have anything on it?
I
think he got on the way back,
so.
It looks like.
Yeah. Drag back here from Toronto, Tokyo. He's got his 6, though. He's zipping away. He sidesteps around. Oh, he wanted that rune, but he's not going to be able to get it because Iceberg just a little bit faster there. And that Aether Remnant, of course, slowing him down considerably.
Yeah, they're continuing to just play aggressive bottom. I'm always seeing Miposhka full mana. He's always ready to go if they do get a connection. And they're going again, right away onto Ramses.
They are indeed. Brambles get tossed down, but again, he is frozen into place and he's just getting blocked off. Another kill for Yatoro. In the top lane, they are trying to make something happen over here to V-Tune. Looks like Collapse might have gone perhaps just a little bit too far, so I'm assuming now it's going to be Always Wanna Fly who gets the kill. Nice glimpse back, though, over here onto Mira. He's underneath the tower. Iceberg makes the rotation and will be able to collect his first kill.
Very nice. It's all about the anti-mage, so any times that they can like just teleport and get him 1 or 2 extra kills, perfect for Navi. Still good for Spirit, even though they did lose those 2 heroes. They're doing so well bottom. This pressure that they're actually putting onto Ramses is super solid. This Wraith King is 800 or 1,000 gold actually above his counterpart already at the start of the game. That's definitely what you want to see.
Not if you're a Navi fan, that's for sure. And this looks like he's gonna get himself yet another kill here. The body blocks are coming out. They want to make sure that this procs, because of course Willow, she can't dodge that. Nice spear coming out, but it's not enough to save Roger.
Now, these two are just killers. 402 Wraith King and 204 AA. They have all of the kills that's happened up for their team so far down here.
Just giving them the chilly fingers and the Wraithfire Blast, man. It's a scary lane.
Yep. And it's all these early items. I love that. I think they were going to see it like every time because of how good Armlet is now too, and it's just so valuable on Wraith King especially. It's going for it.
It's our first arena.
Yeah.
Finds a kill on Miposhka, who's been very nicely just dodging the entire time. Yatoro, not going to be able to go and retaliate with a kill of his own, but we'll trade a couple hits anyways. The mid lane, Toronto Tokyo is going to zip back, sidestepping the brambles. He's going to be able to survive that gank. And Mira snapping up the ring.
Very nice. They're going to TP mid as well. Miposhka already having such a good impact on bottom. He'll refill the mid bottle. And Tokyo's gone for full farming build. He's got 4 points in the static remnant to push lanes out and just get that farm up.
That is the VIP treatment when you have a water boy. But the top lane, they're trying to make plays over here on to always want to fly. They find the kill. Collapse now running. They've got the snowball over on the back lines. Mira, he's trying to come back in. Not going to be able to do it. They managed to get the kill on Collapse. And Mira? They back off. They decide they don't want to let him. They don't want that kill just yet. Man, Roger just can't get a break away fair from Miposhka.
He really can't. Miposhka's just bullying him.
Look
now
at this. He's going right under
too.
the tower, too.
God.
Oof. That's so... Oh, my gosh.
He almost got him.
Look at that. 60-something hit points. That's wild.
And he's gone for the max cold feet build. Since he has Wraith King, he has like a decent amount of little setup stuns and stuff, too, with his teammates. He actually is going to get some good cold feet procs in this game, for sure. V2's still farming really well on the side of Navi. So all this action that's coming out, it's working well for Spirit, but this anti-mage is still gonna get his timings, which is quite a big of a concern. Because I don't see the easiest ways for the side of Team Spirit to actually push buildings, which is gonna be the next biggest thing that they have to do. Sure, kills are all gonna be great, but eventually you have to start shrinking the map. You have to start being able to actually pressure and get these objectives. I like that they have the Slardar a lot, because that can give them at least a Roche objective with the Wraith King pretty easily. But taking out these buildings versus this heavy team fight of Navi, it's going to be a task. And it's going to be one that they have to figure out at some point pretty soon.
I mean, on the bright side for Team Spirit, it's not like they have the greatest D-push coming out from the side of Navi. But like you said,
that's true.
It is difficult. It's very difficult when you don't have the best of tower hitters or any sort of, you know, little extra creeps or minions. Rip Necrobook. I don't think anybody misses it, though.
No, definitely not. At least they have skeletons. You know, that's their best way to actually push. And they have good ways to get kills.
Like that.
So if they can set up kills like that around the towers and then get a push going, perhaps. But the team fights are going to be tough still. Mira should still be fine. Yeah,
Iceberg, he wanted to make something happen there, but he's not able to get another
pause.
Oh,
look at this. Do you see this? V2 is TPing mid. He sees a Storm Spirit with 900, 1,000 missing mana, but he has a Haste Rune.
I don't know. What do you think? Do you think he's going to make it in time? Do you think he can do it?
I mean, he's got a haste. He's got the bottle going. He's gonna live with just a little bit of HP off of the actual ulti. Iceberg has no step for 4 seconds. I don't think he's gonna get it, but maybe we'll see.
All right.
It's a lot of missing mana, so there's a chance.
And you have a bottle charge over in Storm still as well, but
yeah,
this could be very, very good for Team Spirit if he makes his rotation and he doesn't actually get anything off of it. That's time that he could have been hitting creeps and farming. We will have to see how it all goes down. But
that's the nice thing about being AM in these type of games when you are playing versus that Storm, as we said. You know, you don't your team fight contribution. You know, you show up, just mana void, done. Okay, I go back to farming. Bye bye. So it can work out pretty nicely if he is able to actually get this one. We're gonna have to see.
Well, indeed. So on one side of the coin, right, you've got Yatoro, who is doing very, very well with his Wraith King. I think he has like, what, 4 or 5 kills underneath his belt at this point. But on the other flip side of the things, Anti-Mage is also farming quite well. So do they get a certain amount of security knowing that their Wraith King is ahead? Or is it still just almost the same in the amount of concern that they have to start pressuring this AM?
They definitely still have to feel the concern of pressuring. Collapse is still having a better game than I thought he was going to, but overall, the threat is still going to be looming. You know, you've got a Storm versus Anti-Mage. They have great team fight. That's like I keep reiterating on Navi. They have a good lineup around that Anti-Mage to be able to battle at all stages. If AM gets to a point where he's online, the game is going to be extremely difficult for Spirit. Like 30 minutes, if they aren't already, if Spirit isn't like completely taking over the map with BKB Storm Spirit, this game is going to be pretty impossible. It's going to start getting really hard.
Yeah, I was about to ask about, you know, the threat of BKB Storm Spirit for sure. But again, they have such incredible team fight coming out from the side of Navi. If they can get some of these little pickoffs as well, it's going to make it a lot easier for them to be able to make space for the Anti-Mage and then eventually, you know, take that really nice fight where they're just a bit, I don't even want to say behind, but just not as powerful and not with the right tools to deal with what they have to bring to the table.
Yeah, Spirit just, it's going to be, get these early, maybe 1 or 2 early towers, take maybe not like a big team fight, but these pick-off fights, and then get a Rosh. And then you really have to press the advantage with that Rosh, because they have the Slaughter, so they'll be able to take it pretty easily, and they'll be able to actually push their advantage forward. And yeah, we'll see if they can. It's gonna be a tough task, and we've seen Vtoon do some miraculous stuff when he's on these type of matchups, on the anti-mage versus Storm or PLs in some proper scenarios. As he's waiting in the wings,
he's still
waiting
here.
in mid.
Toronto Tokyo, though, doesn't feel like he wants to take this bait, so he's just gonna back off. And anti-mage rotates here. He'll take some of the creeps here from Iceberg, but he's going to just head right back to these camps and go back to what he does best, hitting creeps.
Yep. Roger TP's mid, refills bottle. Ramses is actually able to stay bottom for a second rather than just chain dying to this Cold Feet Wraith King combo over and over again. And Pushka's actually starting to get some stacks going so they can get that quick item timing, that quick Orchid. That'll also be a big one. If Tokyo is able to get his in the next few moments, he can do a lot with Orchid versus the Void Spirit versus the Anti-Mage. It's going to shut down those cores pretty significantly. Still a bit away from it, though.
All right, well, we have a smoke coming out from the side of Navi. Mira, most forward in
They
position.
want the Slardar.
Trying to see if he can spot any ganks. It's not, although, no. Iceberg, smoke's going to pop. Mira walking into Roger. Gonna try, but he does get taunted back. Collapse is here, but he's gonna get glimpsed away. Snowball coming out, though, will provide Mira a little bit more time. As now that Static Storm gets dropped over onto Collapse. Roger does go down because Toronto Tokyo has made his own rotations. This is not looking good for the Slardar, though. He is going to go. The rest of the team here over on the side of Spirit. Not looking to engage now. So they drop the
Navi got
old
what they
monkey
came for.
banana phone.
Yeah. Navi got what they really wanted, that actual Slardar. Tusk broke it. That was actually great positioning from Mira to catch that smoke there, but still they were able to get the glimpse, get the connection. Sure, they lose Roger, but they forced reaction, a lot of it.
Now they still have Arena over here on
smoke.
Ramses. They're gonna jump forward though, hoping that they can just burst him down fast enough. The Arena does go off, but he gets hit with the snowball. And Ramses is going to go down here. Mira looks like he's possibly next. Does get the Walrus punch off. He might actually be able to get denied by Roshan. In fact, indeed he will. Curse Crown will proc over on the Ancient Apparition as rooted into place. The Bedlam comes out, and Vtoon just saunters on over and finds himself a kill on Toronto Tokyo. Where was he just farming over there?
I think he was just escaping from everything that happened, and Vtoon just blinks and gets on top of him. Great job from the AM coming in and cleaning up. That's exactly what he needs to do, and Ramses gets the ult off. He doesn't die initially, actually gets them 3 kills, well, 2 kills and a Rosh kill onto that Tusk. Not bad. Not bad for Navi.
They take those. Level 10 now over on Wraith King's got his armlet finished up, is working on the Radiance next.
He'll still have good timing. Tokyo got slowed down a lot there, though. He would have had his Orchid if he gets away there, and then he'd be able to make some big play for the next thing. Now it's going to be delayed a little bit, gives Navi a little bit more time. And the time has been bought pretty much for that Battle Fury. It's about to be finished up, so AM still in a good position, and Team Spirit unable to really knock on towers too much. Collapse is really trying up top. He'll probably be able to get this one soon, and that's going to give himself his Blink Dagger, and that's going to help a lot. So Blink, Orchid, they're going to have a lot of different ways to make plays now on Spirit and look for these catches that they need to start getting.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if once the Blink Dagger gets picked up here on Collapse, and again, there it is. He's picked it up now. With that Orchid on Storm, I just think they become AM hunters. What do you think? I mean, AM hunters, or you know, it would be nice if you can grab Iceberg, but I think the big target, #1, is of course Vtoon. So smoke coming out now on the side of Spirit.
Vtoon and Iceberg can still. The Iceberg does have his Yules finished up at a good timing to be able to protect himself too, and he does have the backup of his team right next to him. Let's see, Power Rune. It's gonna be bottom.
Yeah, there's the show of the Blink, the jump forward. Oh, but look at the Static Storm, so they get the kill on Iceberg. But there are 4 heroes over here stuck in the Static Storm. They'll end up losing Toronto Tokyo. Ramses, though, will be next to fall as that Fear coming in here. Mira forced back. Yatro, he's still ready. He's looking, was hoping. Nice crush coming out here from Collapse. They always want to fly. A good glimpse back, though, will buy them a bit more time. Roger, not looking too healthy here, though, as Collapse will just kite him. And down goes the Dark Willow.
That was a 4-man Static Storm on top of the Mars ult, and it didn't matter. The Bruisers, they're just too tanky. The Slardar, the Tusk, the Wraith King, they sit in the front line. Sure, Storm does die, but they get the tower, they get what they came for, and they even ate all the ultimates. Beautiful. Great jump onto Iceberg.
Very nice play now coming out from Team Spirit. We talked about them needing momentum, and I would say that they're doing a pretty okay job as they go.
Great job,
get this fixed. Yeah, look. So this is the other fight. This isn't the one with the 4 people in that static storm. Here, getting that denial here by Roshan.
But we like to see Ramses, he did survive for a moment there. But yeah, great hit from Spirit. Relic already finished. This bottom lane is honestly, they owned so hard. 6-0-3, AA Wraith King. This is maybe why we're seeing a rise in that AA too, just how strong you actually can be just in lane, just maxing cold feet. It works so well, the combo between the two of them. They've just set up your Toro for a pretty damn good game. This Radiance is going to be so early with Armlet. And we see the crits, with the Slardar, you see how much damage he actually can do.
That, and you have to give some credit here to Miposhka because, AA, he's got to be so careful with his positioning, especially when you're up against a Dark Willow who has pretty good range. He did manage to, help get these kills and not even really trade either. A lot of it was just him sitting really far back. I think the one time he died in lane was when Ramses snuck around the side because he had his arena up and running. So it was an ultimate used for him. I think you're okay with that.
Yeah, and he was super low. He had to reset out of the lane anyway at that point. So yeah, he's really done an excellent job and great aggressive plays and great aggressive wards coming out from Team Spirit so far. And yeah, just continuing to apply this pressure. So Navi probably feeling a little shaken up after that last fight when they connected everything and it still did not go well.
Yeah, it was a beautiful static storm. Just unfortunately, they're relying a lot on Iceberg to be most of the damage, but if he gets picked off first, definitely makes things a bit more difficult.
Yeah, they're gonna have to park someone else on the front lines. Iceberg has to probably sit a little bit further back. They look fragile. Whenever you're playing versus AA, it seems like everybody can look fragile. Just that extra little damage, that extra little pump up from both the Vortex and the Blast. Just, yeah. Even a tanky hero like Mars just does not look tanky anymore.
When the God of War doesn't even look tanky, there's a problem.
Yeah. The Spirit sticking together. Toronto Tokyo knows exactly the timing that he needs to go for this game. Look at the items queued up. He's got the Orchid straight into the BKB. No funny business. Good stuff from Spirit so far. And now they've got Radiance. So they've done pretty much all that they needed to do. And now the next target, as we said earlier, try to secure a Roshan. And they're going to be able to kill it really fast. It's level 12 on the Slardar, so level 2 corrosive haze. And he just finished up a medallion. So this Rosh is just gone.
Gosh, look at these big chunks of him just being eked out, my goodness. And of course they have one of the best Aegis carriers in the game, Storm Spirit, so I would not be surprised to see Team Spirit start to crank up that aggression even more than what they've already put on this map.
Yep, pretty much anybody you see now, you're going to be jumping. You're not going to really care too much of that big Navi team fight anymore. Go for top tower if they can, perhaps. Maybe they can get the tier 2 nice and early on.
I'm sure they'd like to secure themselves that outpost as well, so you can see the forward places. I like this. I like the way that you've got 2 heroes right up there that are scouting out the tier 2. Oh, over in the mid lane to jump forward. He's got a Yules, but I don't think that's going to be enough to save him. Not when those shards come through. So Toronto Tokyo will go down, and Yatoro takes the tower, and I have a feeling we're going to see him wander over towards this mid tower as well now.
Yep, just keep battling. Navi is pretty broken at the moment now. Both Ramses as well as Iceberg, time and time again, have just died when they've shown their faces. I think Spirit's really starting to run away with this game. Toronto Tokyo also finds himself a regen rune, so he's really ready to go. And Vtune, he still does not have Manta, so he's not ready to join with his team too much yet as he's walking right into them.
Walks right into them. That static storm, it doesn't manage to catch anyone here as the snowball bounces right back over here onto the side. They're going to try to just fight Always Want to Fly as everyone else is trying to TP out. It looks like this Disruptor, he's already used the ultimate, but he's going to go right back to that fountain because he's dead. Toronto Tokyo.
They're really starting to dominate. And they even have all these wards positioned very deeply as well, so they can see the positioning of anyone. Tokyo, with the regen, he's waiting for Vtune. Got the Ice Blast going preemptively too, but he'll blink left.
Playing it safe, I like it. Middle tower, though, again, gets crumbled.
They keep pinging, they know where he is. Like the scan coming out now, Collapse. He's got an idea of where this anti-mage. is, but yeah, he'll get out. But now he's got Manta, so now he can actually do stuff to get joined in with his team. But man, there's the Void Spirit and the Mars are just falling further and further behind, and it's not looking like a game where they're going to recover that easily. There's just an overwhelming amount of damage and control that the Team Spirit draft does have.
I mean, never say never. This is Dota.
Never say never. That's true.
You never know what can go down, but yeah, they're looking real pretty. Everything that they need to do. Oh, and eventually they do manage to find V2. Manta's gonna come out. Nice terrorize here, tossed out as well. Mira hoping he can grab someone here. It's gonna get arenaed here by Ramses, but he's got the snowball. He's absolutely fine. Walrus punch. Is it now Ramses that's trapped in the arena with Mira? And now, of course, you've got Toronto, Tokyo zipping on, and they even toss out the tip.
That's what happens when you miss a spear. You get tipped instantly.
Oh, a little. All right. You know, you got to throw tip and Mira there.
And this is, yeah, continuing to look really difficult. Navi, even though the initiation is not perfect from Spirit, they cannot fight. They're in just like immediate retreat. They need to wait for a lot longer before the anti-mage actually does want to look to get involved. And they're just hunting him. Look at this. Spirit, they just beeline across the map. They have great ward vision outside of the base of Navi, so they know they're all trapped in there. They just need to go anti-mage hunting, like you said earlier. It's the only tool, the only task that they really need to tick off now is just keep hunting him, because he's getting no space.
Look at the way Collapse is giving the creeps such a wide berth so they can't actually see him. They do have a ward over there, though, so... V2, he shows himself. He's already used the Manta, too.
And he used the Manta. Oh.
Oh, I don't think Collapse can make it there in time.
That was scary.
An appropriate voice line. Little sass coming out from Anti-Mage. I like it.
BKB for Storm. They've gotten all these big items now. Solar Crest on Slardar, drums even on the Tusk, BKB Storm. Everyone's enabled. Everybody's just ready to go, ready to battle.
Oh,
Yatoro also has the Sange as well, too, on top. They're just, yeah, they're going to look for these fights, and they're going to be really strong. I don't know how Navi can actually kill almost anybody.
I don't know if Iceberg wants to stay here. All right, they do manage to go and bait this out pretty nicely, and there's going to be a spear. It's only one, though, that they managed to catch, followed up with the fear. Mira is going to fall as Toronto Tokyo left onto the back lines. They'll find the kill on Iceberg. Tokyo still just plinking away over here at Ramses. He does have the Yules, but there's nothing that V2 can really hope to do over here, as now another spear will connect. On the back lines, Roger is going to get murdered by Maposhka. And they're going to retreat behind their tier 2.
They don't have the damage. Even if they connect, again, 3-man Static Storm, I believe it was, with the Mars ulti, they're just too far behind to actually have enough to finish off most of these heroes. The Tusk barely actually goes down. Now they got to be careful of getting reinitiated on Slardar.
Yeah, they are. I'm surprised about that. The Aegis does get reclaimed, but always want to fly, despite the glimpse back, is going to fall. You know, it's crazy because I keep seeing Navi, like, they start to smoke up, but the party keeps coming to them almost every single time here on the side of Team Spirit. And Yatoro, he does have a blink now. V2, look at how scared he's playing.
Has to be. One stun into a follow-up stun, and he's just dead with an AA blast on top. It's like this Wraith King is hitting him so damn hard. AA now hits level 12 too, so more little things that are just making them a little bit stronger on the side of Spirit. And yeah, Navi, they're being restricted completely in their base. Like, nobody's farming. Look at Ramses. He literally just has to handhold V2 to make sure that he can protect him. Iceberg can't get any space on the map at all. I feel like we saw him get the Yules at a pretty decent time. I think it was like 12 minutes. He's gotten almost nothing since then.
Oh, that's a dead always want to fly, and Roger immediately is trying to just run. Oh, wait, does have the Curse Crown over here onto Collapse, though. We'll get the stun off. Ice Blast getting tossed out as well. Ramses hiding in the tree line. The zip forward. Ice Blast coming in through. It doesn't quite manage to connect, though, as they're still trying to get Roger. And again, it is very difficult to take down a Willow, but with a big old Walrus punch, they do manage to get the kill.
All-out split push is what it's just got to be for Navi. Iceberg now finally getting a little bit of room, getting closer to his Aghanims. Anti-Mage has to just do split push, creep wave, creep cut action. Same thing for Ramses. I think just battles are off the menu just for a long time now. Until V2 feels like he can actually show up, which is probably going to be, man, maybe when he has the Scotty, but even then, he's going to have to do some weird ways of team fighting, just blinking around in and out. Because just way too much damage, way too much control. Spirit, 9,000 gold lead. Still looking for kills, too. Look at Mira and Collapse trying to find Ramses, but not quite able to.
I mean, you got to give VTune some credit here. He's doing the best job that he possibly can here with this anti-mage, despite the fact that they have such a mobile team coming out from Team Spirit. It feels like if you just take one wrong misstep, you are going to get stunned, or you're going to get silenced, or any of these things. It is a very spooky
really
place.
It does feel like that 1v5. Like, they're going to have to get some beautiful connections of fears plus wall and all that, but yeah, this anti-mage has a lot of carrying to do.
We get another pause here. Smoke did break on Yatoro. He's right near Ramses. Rest of the team is behind him, and they're not aware of that right now. But if they saw that the smoke broke, this could go the way of Navi, and that either they can just back off or they can lay the trap.
Yeah, they see the Slaughter or the Solar Crest buff on the Wraith King, so they're probably like, okay, Slaughter's in the area. I don't know if they want to go on this one. This looks like it could be a disaster if they do
I don't know.
try to as Ramses.
He's
thinking
hanging
about
out.
it. They need more time.
They back off. Respectable. I can understand that. There's more time for your anti-mage, right? As he is in the bottom lane.
Ooh, can they actually set the trap here?
Trying to make some things happen over at Toronto, Tokyo, but just not quite able to do it. He's just gonna go zip around. He's got his BKB just in case here. He's gonna teleport out.
Oh.
But the tables have turned a little bit here, Fog, because if Toronto, Tokyo is all alone, VTune is feeling a lot more powerful.
Yeah, when he's got the Manta, you know, it just makes it, that matchup is always a lot easier versus that Storm. It's just if the rest of them are arriving and, oh man, that was like an instant Roche spawn? I was looking at the timer. I guess it just came up pretty much right away. Another secured Roche for Team Spirit. No way Navi makes it in time.
No way.
Now Aegis Cheese and a Shard that they're gonna have to deal with.
I think Slardar was considering getting the Shard.
I think he should. It's really strong. I want to say really strong. It's better than it was before. I like it actually even beforehand.
Right.
It's pretty nice just for that little bit of extra. You don't have to apply the Corrosive Haze yourself. It just applies with the stun.
I mean, it's no Grimstroke Shard, but you know, not everything can be super.
But it does make
super broken.
It does make the radius bigger, which is one of the cool things. Sure, it applies the debuff, but the radius change, it's noticeable. 75 radius is pretty big for a Slardar.
Well, again, Team Spirit has effectively cut off the map for pretty much everyone on Navi except for VTune. So VTune trying his best, has teleported back home though to help defend the base, as most of these creep waves are of course pushed in except for the bottom one. That is going to become a bit of an issue for them. They do have an anti-mage problem.
Yeah, just a little bit of an issue with the waves. Looks like they're finishing up that next big item on the Wraith King. I guess he wants that AC before they actually look to break high ground, but it's going to be time to break high ground for them. They've got these BKBs, they've got all these, they've got like almost everything at the ready for them now on Spirit. BKB, you know, would be wanted for Slardar, but that's going to take some time till later, so I think they can still look to apply that big pressure. VTune's almost ready. He's almost got his Scotty. He's almost tanky enough to maybe join into the fray. Iceberg has finally finished Ags too. So there's some slight, very slight hope for Navi as Spirit still in commanding lead.
It is pretty scary when you take a look at those net worths. Obviously, you know, you've got Yatoro at the top, 20K, and VTune, you know, he's put up a great fight. He's at 16, but then the next two, 13 and 12. And then you look over at the next highest on the side of Navi, and they're just so much further behind. I don't know. I think it's still, like you said, there's the possibility, and it is Dota. Anything is absolutely possible, but it feels like an uphill climb. Even if they manage to take down the Wraith King once, can they take him down a second time?
Yeah, or even the Storm. You know, that's the thing about when you get so much overwhelming map control. It's like these Aegis and Cheeses, they really start to make things so difficult, especially when you're playing with a big team fight lineup. Because then, you know, you throw your everything, and then they just respawn and you don't actually have everything available. While we look at Spirit, their draft isn't like that. They're not really that big cooldown reliant. They're all about like the jump in, get the kill, jump in, get another, jump in, get another. Navi, when they commit, it's a full commit.
Right. Well, Scotty is completed now for the anti-mage, but he is going to have to be doing some skirmishing in and out of these battles. He just isn't tanky enough to deal with the bigger boys, I guess, on this map right now.
I just look at this Wraith King, 43 armor when he's buffed up with Solar Crest. Sure, you're going to be annoying him and tickling with this mana burn and slowing him down with Scotty, but he's going to hit you back, and you're not going to hit him for almost anything with this armor.
Yeah. He is the big boy in front leading the charge. Okay, there's going to be a silence immediately, but look at this. Yatoro just giggles to himself. He says, yeah, all right, cool. I I'm just gonna keep hitting these buildings. Take a little nap here now that I'm stunned. Miposhka is nearby, adding a little bit of that support, but they have to be so scared, right? Because Yatoro can just hit their towers, take very minimal amounts of damage. Like, they really have to focus them down. And at any moment, Collapse could just jump on in on top of them, and Ice Blast could come out. You could have the Storm zipping through. It's just, the counter initiation is terrifying.
Yeah, and they just die so fast.
Oh, like that, like Ramsey. I think he was there a second ago, and they're just taking a bath in the static storm. They don't care. That's a big ultimate that's crazy. Down now. And they got nothing for it.
It's minus 21 armor. Actually, sorry, minus 26 armor with the AC aura. So anyone who shows just gets absolutely eviscerated from one crit from that Wraith King.
And Lord knows he's got crits.
And they're finishing up these next items too while applying this pressure, while keeping Navi in their base. Aghanim's about to be finished for the Storm. Slardar almost BKB.
He's in. He's in. Always want to fly. Absolutely eviscerated. Like you said, Roger's going to be the next one to go down. Buyback now from Roger. Wants to get himself back into the fight, but I'm not sure what he can hope to really do here as V2 just trying to get some of these creeps away. Ice Blast, though, they jump right in over here onto V2. Ice Blast does connect with the Terrorize. Buys a little bit more time. The Silence comes out here from Toronto, Tokyo. Drags him back. It's a double kill as they take down the AM. Ramsey's trying to do anything he can over here on the back line, trying to get a kill. He's even used the BKB. Roger goes down, though, while this is happening. And Iceberg will fall next as they are just chasing them down. GG gets called, and Team Spirit playing their draft absolutely perfect.